I'm not saying that'll work for everyone, but it's something to seriously be considered for people that are suffering with whether it's anxiety, whether it's depression, whether it's just feeling like they're in a rut. You know, so the impact on your mental health is huge. I truly believe. I'm just like, I put my house at risk. I put my everything. I risked everything for it.
Here we go.
Hey.
Hey, that's better.
Is it?
Yeah, that's much better.
Okay, cool.
Now I'm going to try. Last week I failed massively when we had Caitlin on, and the whole screen was me. Now I'm going to try to change it somehow.
That's okay. Leave it like that. It's fine.
No, everyone's... Oh, God. What's going on?
Oh, hello.
Shit. Hang on a second. Oh, God. One sec. What do we got here? Does anyone know how to make Vanessa's picture? Oh!
You lost me anyway. It's because of my headphones. They won't let my phone sit up.
Oh, no.
That's okay.
What if you flip it upside down? Will that do anything?
Oh, let's try that.
No, it doesn't. I thought it might spin around.
No?
You're upside down. No, you're upside down.
That's awesome. I'll just do it upside down. It's fine. No, here we go. It's fine.
All right. Why can't I make you bigger on the screen?
I don't know. Does anyone know? Is anyone clever? Does anyone know?
Caitlin, Dandy. Hang on, let's have a look. Damn, you can't do it. Well, I can't do it anyway. I'm sure someone knows how.
Someone will know. I'm not good at technology.
Be easy to press a button.
That's okay.
Who's watching that knows how to make Vanessa larger on the screen? Does anyone know? No one's answering.
That's okay.
All right. Well, we'll just do it like that, I think.
Sure.
Damn, I thought it'd be easy. How are you going?
Nothing's ever easy. Yeah, good. Really good. Yeah.
It's good. Are you halfway through your R&R?
So what are we now? What day is it? Tuesday.
Tuesday, yeah.
Yeah. So I go back on Thursday morning.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're halfway point.
Like at the end.
Yeah. Damn, this is frustrating. I really thought I could make you the main person on here, but obviously I can't. Sorry about that.
No, I don't know.
Well, who have we got watching anyway? I see Caitlin, who we interviewed last week. She's on. Hey, Caitlin.
Hi.
Tandy.
I watched your interview.
And we got Tandy, another guy that I know, and then...
How can I see who's on?
I can only see 2 people, but it says that there's 9 people, so I don't know, for some reason I can't see the people. But anyway, I'd just like to thank everyone for tuning in to tonight's Fit for Fifo episode.
Yes.
We've got Vanessa, who is the operator, ERT, or what do you call it, emergency response team, and competitive bodybuilder.
That's me,
so welcome
in a nutshell.
To Fit for Fifo.
Thank you.
Firstly, if you're not following us on YouTube, Instagram and Facebook, please subscribe, like and follow and all that stuff. That'd help us.
Hey Ronnie, I see you.
Cool, we're getting some likes. Everyone, who's on there? Everyone say good day.
Yeah, say hello if you're on here. You guys, if you're on here, I can't see who's on here. So write a little comment or like a little thumbs up or a little, I don't know, something.
Yeah,
say hello.
And if you guys have any questions, feel free to post them up at any time and we'll get to them at the end.
Yes.
Last week I failed and I didn't say that at all. So we got to the end and I was like, oh shit, I forgot to ask other people for questions. So cool. If you feel you have anything you want to know, there's Tandy giving us a thumbs up. If you've got any questions, post them as we go.
Hey Ronnie.
Alrighty. So what's your R&R usually look like? What do you get up to in your R&R, Vanessa?
Well, I'm very behaved to start with. No, like, so this R&R, I've had a wicked time. So, there's my sister, Robin. Hi.
Hey, Robin.
So, like this R&R, I've caught up with family. Like, I caught up with my cousin, my sister, my nieces. Yeah, I had my little dog because she lives down south with my ex, and I get to have her sometimes. So that was really good. I've just been to the beach today. That's why my hair's all this. Yeah, I've been to the gym. Typically I just try and catch up with as many people as I can, and go to the beach, go to the gym, and that's pretty much it.
Okay. Yeah. And you're on a 2-in-1 roster, right?
Yeah, 2-in-1, yeah.
Yeah. And is this the only roster you've worked, or have you done any other ones?
Yeah. 2-in-1's all I've ever done. So everyone tells me, like, once you do 8 and 6, you'll never go back. But I've never done it, so I've never had the luxury of it. So I'm quite happy doing 2-in-1. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Nice. And do you want to tell us a bit about your role in Fifo, exactly what you do?
Okay. I'm employed as a truck driver. So haul trucks. So, if anyone's watching that doesn't do FIFO, there's big trucks you see and people are like half the height of the tire. That's what I drive. Haul trucks. I do water carts. I do graders. And also I do dispatch, which is basically, I'm only a fill-in there, but basically you just sit in this office with a billion computer screens and you run the pit, basically. So you run, the dig units, the trucks, where they have to go, and the refueling and the maintenance, and everything that goes on in the pit, basically. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So you're sort of in charge. You're like the chief of operations when you're sitting behind that desk.
I tell them I'm the boss, but they don't really listen to me. So not the boss, just bossy. Yeah.
Yeah. And how many trucks are you giving instructions to, or people, drivers?
We've only got a really small site, a really small fleet. So we only have like 10 trucks running at our site. Yeah. So it's a really small place. Yeah, it's really good.
So pretty tight crew. Everyone knows each other pretty well.
Yeah. We've got a wicked crew. I love my crew. There's 30 people on the crew, including, supervisors, operators, drill and blast, everyone. There's like 30 of us, and it's just wicked. Very different to the site I used to be at, which I know some of you guys are watching from West End, and that was mental. There was like 130 of us on the crew when I left. So very different.
Wow, yeah, that's a huge difference.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll just ask a question. Is everyone actually, Vanessa, does it seem clear, and is it breaking up or anything? Is it clear at your end?
No, it's good on my end.
Okay, what about our viewers? Is the picture okay? Because it's just at my end, I sort of, every now and then it's sort of like a little bit patchy, but it's not too bad. I think I can get by. I just want to make sure no one's missing out on all the action. I think it's pretty good.
Cool.
Yeah, no one's saying anything. Must be awesome. And how did you get into your role, or how did you get into your driving trucks?
I applied years ago, so back, I don't know what year it was now. I'm just trying to think. What year are we now? 2018. So it must have been, 2012, something like that. Maybe 2011. I don't know. I was trying to get into FIFO for about a year. And then I just kept applying and never getting anywhere, because it was the old need experience to get a job, need a job to get experience kind of thing. But I was fortunate enough that then some positions were offered in my hometown, because they had a shutdown of the local mill. I didn't work at the local mill, but it was an opportunity to jump in there and apply. So basically that's how I got my foot in the door as a green truckie. I worked at that site for 4 years at West End. And then I left mining for 18 months. And then now I've been back for near 2 years. 2011, my sister said. Thanks, Robin.
Thanks, Robin. Got your support crew. Thanks, Robin. That's great.
She's like my little sister, and she looks after me like my mum. It's great.
She's always there. That's great.
Yeah.
Cool. And so did they put you through all your training as a truck driver, your first job?
Yeah. So it was just on-site training. So nowadays they do traineeships. Like on my site, they've got traineeships that people can do, which are like a 12-month traineeship. But when I started, it was kind of boom time, and it was kind of like tick and flick, let's get people through. So it was like, I think, just 2 weeks training in the truck, and then off you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you probably got like you'd say 6 years accumulated experience, I suppose.
Yeah, about that. Yeah, give or
Least.
take.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
So you've been in for quite a while. Did you come sort of almost straight out of school into it, or did you?
No, not at all. I left school when I was 15. Left school, did all kinds of jobs and stuff and wasting time and, all that kind of stuff that you do. Then when I was 18, I started an apprenticeship as a hairdresser.
Okay.
Finished that when I was 21. Then I'm just trying to think what I did after that. I worked for the local government. I did all kinds of bits and pieces, and then I was 22 when I went into the mines. So, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so you had a bit of life experience before jumping in.
Yeah.
Yeah. And how do you compare it to your apprenticeship and working in the government, different jobs you've done?
Oh, man, I will never go back to doing hair. No way.
Never say never.
Well, this is true. And, the guys on site, they're like, oh, come and cut hair on shift change. And I'm like, how about you guys get the clippers out and do it yourself? I mean, it's a good way to make money. If there's any hairdressers that are working in the mines, it's a good way to make $1 for sure.
That's a great idea.
It really is. It really is. You could line them up at shift change and charge $20, and you could make hundreds of dollars. But not for me. But it's just different. The environment's different. The hours are different. The culture's different. It's just very different, but not in a negative way. Just different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah. And you're in operations, so have you ever worked in like construction or maintenance or?
No. Always in the mining production side of things. Yeah.
Okay. And is it underground or open cut? Or?
I'm in surface mining. I'm open cut. Always been open cut. The only experience I've ever had underground was when I did mines rescue competition a month or so ago. That's the only time I've ever been underground.
Oh, awesome. That's I'm going to touch on that shortly.
That's coming.
So that's really good. Yeah, for sure. Now ERT, you're a part of the ERT, which is Emergency Response Team. Is that correct?
Yes. Yep. That's right. Yep.
Yeah. Do you want to tell us a bit about that? So what happens in the Emergency Response Team?
Yeah, so I've only been part of the ERT crew for like a year, maybe, something like that. Basically, you get trained in different disciplines so that when there is an emergency, you're part of the team that responds. So you've got to learn, vehicle extraction, hazardous materials, breathing apparatus, fire, I'm just trying to think, rope access, all this kind of stuff you get to learn, which is really, really cool. And then medical as well, which is my favourite so far. And basically you then are expected to attend if there's an emergency.
Yep. And what sort of
fingers crossed I haven't had to yet. So we did attend a vehicle rollover long ago out on the highway. But that was okay. That was fine. He was all good. We've had, there was a photo that popped up on Facebook from an incident that happened on site a while ago. I don't quite know how the photo got leaked on Facebook, but there was like a truck that fell in the crusher.
So in 12 months, you've already had a few.
It could be anything. I think fire. That's definitely something that I haven't had to attend yet. But it could be absolutely anything that you can think of that can happen on a mine site. That's what ERT is there for.
And how did
it's not like we have a fire brigade up the road.
Oh, yeah.
Basically, one of the guys just asked me if I was keen to do it. I think he was just like, oh yeah, this chick's kind of fit and has a bit of go in her and maybe she'll be interested. And it was good because I was interested. I had wanted to do it at my last site, and then for some other reasons it didn't happen. So, basically I got asked if I wanted to do it and had a chat with the guy that runs it all, the coordinator, went ahead with that. So yeah, it's been awesome.
Yeah. And is that pretty good experience? Have you found, like, doing all the training and whatnot?
Yeah. Like the actual training courses themselves are awesome. Not only the content that we learn, but also the people. Like, you become, like, say you're doing a 4-day course with 10 people, 6 people, whatever. You end up getting really close.
Yeah, okay.
Which is really, really good because these are the people that you might have to work with in an emergency situation. So it's good that you've got some kind of relationship with them. And the skills you learn not only can be used in the workplace, but can also be transferred into the civilian world as well. You know, like having your medical first responders certificate, firefighting, you know, things like that. You can transfer into the real world. So yeah, it's really good.
Cool, that's awesome. That's so good. And obviously, yeah, like you said, it'd be great for future employment, hey?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's all something to add to the resume. And for me personally, I just take absolutely any opportunity that's given to me, whether it's, in ER, whether it's at work, whether it's just to learn something different, because you never know if you might find a new passion out of it or if you just might learn a new skill from it. You might hate it, but who cares? You do it, you give it a crack, you move along. Like, just take every opportunity you can. So, yeah.
Yeah, that attitude gets you a long way in working in mining and FIFO, doesn't it?
Yeah, I just think in life, too many people are scared to give something a crack because, I don't think I'll like that, or I might fail, or who gives a shit? Like, move along.
Exactly. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Limiting beliefs. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll just tell everyone right now that if you have any questions, guys, during the interview, there's a lot of people logged on now. I can see Liam, Phil, Josh Matthews, Wombat's on there. Guys, if you've got any questions, just fire them up, and at the end we'll get them through. Anyone wants to say hi? Say hi. We'll attend them at the end. So yeah, feel free to ask any questions, guys. Yeah, right. So you already answered. So you've already been in a few rescues you've had to do in less than
I've attended. I haven't been very helpful, but I've been there. Yeah, I'm there.
Right.
I can like show up and like pretend I know what I'm doing and like maybe create conversation and just, I don't know, make coffees. No, I am still very green at it. Like, there's a lot of people that have a lot more experience than me, and sometimes it's a bit hard to get released from work to go to training and things like that. And that's part of the reason why I put my hand up for the competition, because it's a great little training block. So, yeah, I have had a couple of opportunities to go out. Hi, Leah. I have had some opportunities to go out and look at some things, but for me, it's been more just a learning experience than actually attending and helping with the situation. So, yeah. Okay,
gotcha. Cool. And then back to what you actually mentioned before, the underground mine rescue.
Yeah.
Was it a competition, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I saw you posted. It was actually ABC did a story on it, did they?
Yeah, they did a little clip. Yep, and I did not know the cameras were there the whole time. Because I was busy, saving lives and everything. So I didn't know the cameras were there. And one of the boys said to me, "Did you see the cameras?" And I was like, "No." So yeah. So it wasn't until a couple of days later that the story came up and they were like sending it to me, and I was like, "Oh my God, who is this loud bitch that's all the way through this video?"
It was good. It was like it was intense. And when I saw you posted it up originally, that's what made me think, well, like it was really cool. It was like, I thought it was a real situation. And I think I sent you a message asking you what actually happened, because I was like, wow. And then you said, it was a competition.
It was really cool.
Is it a pretty big deal in this competition? Is there like companies all over Australia going to compete, or how many people were there?
Yeah, so we had 10 teams from all different sites around just the goldfields, I think it was, from all different mine sites. And yeah, basically like the teams will get like dedicated trainers in, and they'll do all this like block training for a while in all the different disciplines, and then we all go and compete, and you get there and it's like, you know, like they've got a car that's literally put on its side and they got people in it with like fake blood and they're screaming, and you know, like there's old mates trapped down the escapeway and you've got to like pull him out, and yeah, like it's really cool, really cool.
Well, hectic, yeah. And there was actors. There was. Oh, sorry. 1 second.
just throw things around. It's fine.
Yeah, just dropping stuff. So there was actors, and they were like, it was pretty. They were pretty intense, weren't they? They were giving you a hard time while you're trying to like, treat them and look after them.
Yeah, one of them was giving us a really hard time, and that was due, and we just had to treat it like it was real, just because.
Wow.
That's what really happens. It was really hard. That most of the filming that happened for that ABC was during the mass casualty scenario, and I was super worried about that scenario going into the competition because I was the first medic, so it was like that's my scenario that I'm in charge of. And
heavy.
Yeah, so then to find out there was cameras there, and I was like, oh my fucking God, and yeah, but it was good.
Yeah, for those who aren't sure what we're talking about, Vanessa was in an underground mine rescue competition, and ABC did a story on it. I'll post that up on this in the comments after this episode, so if you just want to check it out. Cool. Yeah, it's pretty cool to check out. Now, how did you find you reacted? Like, you were saying it's quite realistic. Did you react as you expected, and were you impressed, were you satisfied with how you responded?
I think it's really difficult because even though it's realistic, you know it's fake, so I don't know how I'd react in a real situation. But yeah, like for my level of knowledge, I'm happy with how I did. I'm not very experienced. I've only got a Cert 2 in medical, which is not very high. I am actually going to be doing my Cert 4 in healthcare very shortly, which will, you know, take me a lot higher. But yeah, I'm really happy with how we did. Like, I'm so happy with how all of the team did, because we just none of us were super experienced, and we all worked together as a wicked crew, and we had the best time. And like, we didn't do well, like at all, like not well, but we all just worked together so well, and everyone dealt with everything so well, and everyone was like, you know, who needs help with this? You know, like every scenario we go to the captain, what do you want? Captain, what do you want? Captain, what do you want? In that scenario, it was medic, what do you need? Medic, what do you need? And everyone was all over it the whole time, and it was just awesome, just really cool.
Wow, that sounds really cool. Yeah. Cool. So moving on now, let's talk a bit about your bodybuilding career, or what you do with bodybuilding. So you're a competitive bodybuilder.
Yeah.
And is there a specific, like, because there's all different areas in bodybuilding, isn't there?
Yes. Yep.
Right.
Yep. So I compete in the IFBB Pro League Amateur. Okay, so there's IFBB Pro League, which is the federation, and I'm in the amateur ranks because I'm not a pro. And yeah, I compete in the bikini division, which for those who don't know is the least muscular. Oh, my phone's. Oh no, I'm going low battery. Don't do that. I compete in the least muscular female division, I guess is the best way to describe it to people that don't know bodybuilding. So.
Right, so they're sort of like looking at just like muscle tone and shape.
Yeah, basically. So you've got a whole bunch of criteria that you're judged on, from muscularity to conditioning to symmetry to posing to hair to makeup to costume to presence. There's a whole bunch of criteria, but and it is similar for all the divisions, but what they're looking for is different in all of them as well. So, you know, in mine, they want you to have, you know, full glutes and full shoulders and a small waist, but they don't want you to be, you know, like vascular and have a six pack. And, you know, you're supposed to look really feminine. And so, yeah, it just depends on the the category that you do as to what they're looking for.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. And how long have you been doing that for, and how did you get into it?
So I got into it. I used to do a bit of modeling back in the day. And I met this girl, and she was training to be a fitness model. That's sort of the direction she wanted to go in. And I just thought, damn, this girl looks so fucking good. Like, how can I look like this? And I sort of chatted to her a little bit, and then I just started doing research on it. You know, I started like buying magazines about fitness, and then it just sort of, you know, transformed into researching about bodybuilding and loving bodybuilding. And, you know, I was buying all the magazines, and I was looking online, and I was buying books, and I was just obsessed, and I still am obsessed.
Right.
And that was basically how it started. And then I just decided I was going to do a competition. So, yeah, and I was working in the mines when I did my first show as well. Yeah.
All right. So, yeah, that's when you started. Cool.
Yeah.
And have you been involved in other sports previous to that when you were younger or before that?
No. I did no sports in school. I had every excuse to get out of sport. I wouldn't show up. I hated it. I didn't run. Nothing. I absolutely hated sport. Yeah, I still don't like, you know, team sports and things like that. It's just, I just want to be in the gym and lift heavy things and put them down again, and that's it.
Do your own thing.
Yeah.
So you've pretty much learned, I'm sure you've learned a lot from, doing this, carrying this out, like discipline, and I'm sure there's so much you've learned. Yeah,
absolutely. Especially discipline, I think, because no one's going to get it done for you. You've only got a certain amount of hours in the day, but it's up to you, the choices you make and what you do. You know, like, people think it's a little bit extreme what I do, and that's totally fine. They're entitled to their opinion. But that's how I choose to fill my day. That's what makes me happy. I choose to go to the gym before work. I choose to go to the gym after work. I choose to eat set meals. And, you know, I'd love to just eat a sausage roll and fish and chip Friday and go to the bar like everyone else.
Yeah.
But that's not the things I choose to fill my time with. So
that's cool.
You just have to be disciplined about it, especially in Fifo. There's a certain culture around, not what you should do, but it's just, you know, there's a way things are done. So you just have to, just be a bit more disciplined, I guess.
Cool. Yeah, I understand. Hi, Alicia from Dougland River Mine. So what part of your training would you say, do you do much cardio, or is it majority strength? What is there, like a ratio that you sort of stick to? Or?
It depends on what I need to do. So if I'm in off season, I do pretty much just strength training. If I'm leading into a competition, then my cardio kind of goes up and up and up and up, leading up to the show, depending on how much weight I need to lose, how much fat I need to drop to get ready, basically. Yeah. So
right. And so that's for like, so toning, like taking, like cutting, as they call it, cutting.
Yeah, cutting. Yep. So it's literally just losing body fat. So basically, the simplest way to explain it is off season is for increasing muscle mass. On season is for maintaining that muscle mass with your strength training, because you're not going to gain muscle while you're in a calorie deficit. And you are in a calorie deficit because you're trying to lose weight. So you're using your strength training to maintain your muscle mass, and you're doing cardio and, you know, depleting your calories to lose fat. So on season, gain muscle, off season, lose fat. That's it in a nutshell, basically.
Okay, right. Yeah. And what about mobility? Is that an important part, or what do you think about mobility? And
I think it's super important, but I'm so fucking lazy. I never stretch. I never you know, I don't do yoga, I don't stretch, I don't do any of these like, yeah, no, I'm really, really bad. And one day I'm going to end up injured because of it. And the advice I give to everyone is to, you know, warm up correctly and do these stretches and get massages and see the chiro and all this kind of stuff, because I'm a qualified personal trainer as well. But when it comes to me, I'm just like, I'm just going to go and pick up heavy things and just hope for the best. So, yeah I'm sure as I get older, I'll be like, what am I doing?
Yeah, I think a lot of people are guilty of this, hey? Mobility is just neglected in just about every sport, I think.
Yes, and it's super important. And I have had some minor injuries, and I've seen the physio for them, and he's like, oh, like, you have no ankle mobility, you have no hip mobility, you have, you know, I'm like, I know. But, yeah, it's just one of those things.
Yeah, fair enough. And what's your plans with competition bodybuilding? Are you intending on going all the way?
Yeah, so I do want to keep doing it and make it a priority. To me, it's a priority secondary to work. I love it, but you have to be honest with yourself about how far you really can make it and how much you really can put into it. And, you know, the money making potential, you know, like I work a good job, I earn good money. That can't be matched by bodybuilding. So it comes secondary to that. But I really would like to, so I've got plans to compete in February this year in Perth, and then hopefully go to Melbourne in March, which will be for the Arnold Sports Festival. And I've not done an interstate show before, so that'll be exciting. That's my plan. And then I'm seriously considering doing an international show next year as well, but we'll see. I've already got I've got 2 international holidays coming up next year, so we'll see if the budget will allow.
Fair enough, yeah. And where can people follow you if they want to? You post a bit of this stuff, like how you compete and stuff, do you?
Yeah, Instagram's the best place to follow me. I don't have a Facebook page, and I keep my Facebook profile pretty private, so you can have a look on Instagram, which is my name, Vanessa Jane Carley, and yeah, you'll find me.
Cool. I think, yeah, if you're on Instagram, I think I've tagged you in quite a few, or if anyone's on Instagram, I've tagged you in a few things, so they should be able to find you.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep, you'll find me.
All right. So we'll get back to a bit of more questions on bodybuilding and stuff shortly. Cool. Though for now, I want to go back to Fifo a bit more. Cool. Now, how have you found, like, if you've been affected at all working in such an environment, masculine environment? How have you found it's affected you?
It doesn't really affect me personally. The boys really treat me like one of the boys. They don't treat me any differently. They don't say anything different around me. They don't filter anything. They'll pull the piss out of me just like anyone else. Like they don't really treat me any differently. So for me, it's easy. But I think it depends on the person. Going into it, and how sensitive they are. I'm not offended by anything, pretty much. I've heard it all. I've heard all the jokes. I've heard everything sexist you can say. I've heard all the blonde jokes you can say. And I'll just give it back to them, and they know I will, and it's totally fine. So for me, it's good.
And do you get the opportunity, I suppose, to be, obviously, you're working around guys all the time, but while you're away for 2 weeks out of every 3, do you get the opportunity to actually feel like a girly girl, do your hair and do the sort of things that girls do?
Not at work, no. No, and I don't bother. I don't wear makeup. I don't do my hair. I don't really bother, because I'm like, this is as good as it gets, guys. Like, take it or leave it, At first, I found it really hard. Yeah, I don't anymore. At first, I found it really hard going from, like, being a hairdresser you know, and then going into like working in the mines, like I wore a full face of makeup every single day, you know, did my hair and all this kind of stuff, and it wears off pretty quickly. You're like, no one really gives a fuck how you look. Like, I'm not here to impress anyone. Least of all, I'm not here to impress anyone. So yeah, I don't miss it.
Yeah. And do you take, like, obviously in your R&R, do you find that that's like a nice way to express that side of who you are?
Yes, I do love it. Or in saying that, I get my nails done. I always have my nails done. That's my little thing. So when I'm up at work, I'll have my nails done all pretty, and that's my one little girly thing. And when I get home, like that's first on my list, I get my nails done, and I can finally like wash my hair and actually style it and put on some makeup, because I don't take makeup up to site. You know, so I do love the opportunities on break to like get out with my girlfriends, or fuck, I'll just get dressed up on a Sunday afternoon just because I can, you know, like. And my girlfriends will tell you I'm always extra. Like, we have the opportunity to go out somewhere and I'm extra. I'll be in a fucking sparkly jumpsuit with
glamoring it up.
Yeah, because I can, and why not? So yeah, I do embrace that for sure.
So you well and truly make it up for it on your R&R.
Yeah, and like it's like, yeah, I can, girl, and like people from site see photos and they're like, hang on, like you don't look like this, and I'm like, yeah, I can, girl, guys, you know. So yeah, cool. I love it.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. Now, long-term FIFO, how does that fit into your plans?
I'll be doing FIFO for a long time. Yeah, I love it. Yeah. I love working away. I love the people. I know the people come and go, but I love the environment. I love the culture. I love the money. We all love the money. I love operating. I love operating the machines. I love doing ERT, and I'm getting more opportunities at work all the time with some in regards to ERT, some in regards to production. Like I've just done a certificate in surface extraction. You know, I'm learning more machinery all the time. You know, I'm going to go do my certificate 4 in healthcare. What else have I got? Yeah, I've got all these things going on. Good, because without those bowls and that stimulation, I get very bored. So yeah, I'll be in FIFO for a long time. I intend to pretty much I'll be learning all the machines going forward over the next few years, and see where that takes me. I'd like to do a stint underground as well now that I've had a look at it. I wouldn't mind doing it just for a little while, just to experience it and learn things from a different perspective, because I have totally different machinery and things like that. So yeah,
cool. And can you see yourself, or for other females, would it be possible to manage like raising a family or having a family whilst doing FIFO, or do you think you'd have to put it aside? Or
there are some opportunities for things like job share. Like there is one of the girls on my site. She lives in Kalgoorlie, so she does drive in, drive out. And she's got a young girl at home, so she's you know, she's able to do like 2 weeks on and then a month off. So she's still not home for those 2 weeks, and she's got to have other arrangements for a little girl. But you know, there are those opportunities. Or you can go residential. I know that's not FIFO, but you can go residential and still have your family, things like that. But to have young children and be doing FIFO, I have seen people do it, but it doesn't last very long, unfortunately. It's really kind of one or the other. Like, if someone's doing it, hey, you go, girl, because that would be fucking hard. But I don't see how anyone could efficiently juggle the two of them. Yeah, unfortunately.
And there's plenty of opportunities, is there, for a mine truck operator to like live in a town nearby and not do FIFO?
Some places there are, like you know, I couldn't even name them all, but there's obviously Kalgoorlie, that's a big one here in WA. It's a big mining town. There's Newman, there's Leinster's small, but that's another one. There are lots of residential opportunities for people that if they want them, and it can be good because they can take their families and they can, they can do that. It's not for me. I've never wanted to do residential. I really like doing Fifo and being away and doing my work and then flying home and having it off. But yeah, each their own.
Having that separation, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
It's good. And being able to switch off when you're not at work, that's probably one of the big benefits, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like I'll still keep in contact with some of the crew, but I don't really want to talk dirt while I'm, I don't know, having lunch at a pub at home or something,
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, now I've got some questions. I've got loads of questions from our followers, which is great. It's made my job really easy for this interview, which is good. And they're actually mainly based around fitness and doing FIFO. So the first one's from someone, Nick. He's actually a CrossFit coach, and he's got quite a few questions, and I think they're crackers too. So he wants to know, can you share a female's perspective on how working on physical strength can impact all areas of your life, such as mental strengths, self-awareness, and happiness?
Okay,
it's a big question.
It is. It'll come through. They're gone. So, can you hear me?
Yep, can hear. Gotcha.
Yeah, cool. Okay, cool. So, I actually used to suffer with anxiety years ago.
Right.
Which is not uncommon, and since exercising and making that a regular part of my life, I don't have to be on medication. I'm not saying that'll work for everyone, but it's something to seriously be considered for people that are suffering with whether it's anxiety, whether it's depression, whether it's just feeling like they're in a rut. So the impact on your mental health is huge. I truly believe. I'm just getting rid of that. So there's that. Also, the physical side, I'm obviously a lot stronger than I used to be. I wouldn't say I'm strong, but I'm like strong-ish. And that does help in everyday life. It helps me for ERT. It helps me. Yep. I moved house nearly a year ago, for example, and I was able to do crazy things like
moved house with your arms.
You would not believe the things I moved. Like I had to move fridges off the back of utes without any help and crazy things like this.
But you got help, didn't you? Just in case anyone from work.
No. Yeah, I did.
I
was fine. I had help. I rode a take 5, and it was fine. We rode out a TTA and a take 5, and we're good.
Nice.
So there's that, but there's also the physical confidence you get. I'm not overly physically confident, even though I jump on stage and strut around like a show pony. I'm still not overly confident. But in saying that, I am more confident since doing strength training, because it gives you that, because you're like, I've worked on this body and I'm sculpting it to be the way I want it to be. So yeah, I think there's a lot of benefits physically and mentally.
That's great. And so that's awesome. Thanks for sharing about how you said you used to suffer from anxiety, because I'm sure that's a lot of people listening, or people listening would hear that, and that's a great opportunity to help overcome some of those sort of things, isn't it? That's awesome.
Absolutely. And even if it's just going for a walk, it doesn't have to be strength training. It could be going for a walk. It could be starting swimming. It could be playing a sport. It could be anything. I just do honestly believe that moving and physical activity can really benefit.
Yeah, that's cool. That's really good. Next question from Nick we got is, what inspires you to do what you do?
In regards to fitness? Well, I originally started because I wanted to look fucking awesome, but there's a lot of things. So there's that. There's looking good. There's also feeling good. Like I said, it helps with mental health. It makes you feel good. Like if I don't train before work, I feel tired, lethargic, shitty all day. So there's that. Also, as a lot of people have heart disease and things like that in their family. My mum had a heart attack when she was 42, and I simply refuse to be like that. I know there are, inherited heart conditions and things like that, but for my family, it's a pattern of lifestyle, and I simply refuse to be like that. So that's another motivator as well. So yeah, they're my biggest motivators.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
That's good answers, yeah. The next one from Nick also, some challenges and failures you've learnt or grown from the most.
Challenges and failures.
Yeah, just go. Let's talk about everything in life. I think.
I think that's more helpful. That's better because probably my biggest failure in life is when I had the break from fly in, fly out for 18 months. I bought a cafe.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I bought a cafe. I was in a reasonably good position to do that because I'd actually paid off my house. And then so I paid off my house. Then I bought a cafe. I ended up pretty much going broke, and I ended up having to sell it and leaving with a huge debt. By huge, I mean huge, and I'm still paying it off. So that was probably my biggest failure.
That's a big lesson on risk management, I suppose, isn't it? You'll carry that one.
Yep, exactly. And I knew the risks going into it. I knew that there was every potential that it could fail, and I said to myself, if I fail, I'm going back Fifo, and here I am.
Yeah, okay. And would you consider going down the business road again, business path again after that?
Absolutely. I've always had this drive to be successful, to have my own business, to be a leader, all these kind of things. So would I go into business again? Yeah, absolutely. Same type of business, not necessarily. Would I buy an existing business again rather than start up on my own? That's another factor that comes into it. So would I go into business again? Absolutely. Would I do things differently? Absolutely.
Oh, cool. That's a really good lesson. All right. So next question is from an Instagram follower, someone Inglis. Now, what is the most rewarding part and the most challenging part about competing as a bodybuilder?
Most rewarding part is winning. No. Honestly, I do feel more fulfilled if I come away with a placing or a winning. That might sound shallow or silly to some, that you do all this work for a trophy, but you know what? I'm there to win. I'm not there to make up numbers. I have been there to make up numbers and not won, and I've learned from it. But at the end of the day, I'm there to win. So that is the most fulfilling part. But I have to say, the people you meet is just awesome. Like, there are so many girls that I've met backstage and I've maintained friendships with them, or like girls that I've met from years ago. Like, there's a girl that I went to school with that was at my last competition, so the people is wicked. The people is wicked. And what was the question? So that's the best part.
Challenge.
Was it the challenges?
So the most rewarding and the most challenging,
Challenging.
Getting out of bed in the morning before work.
I just think doing the prep is challenging. Working long days and getting up early in the morning and doing it all on, low calories or on not much sleep or whatever. Like, it's all challenging, but at the end of the day, you make the conscious decision that you want to compete, you want to do it. So you can't it's challenging, yes, but you can't complain about it because no one wants to hear it. No one wants to hear, oh my God, I'm so hungry, I'm so tired. It's like, well, you choose to do this. So challenging, yeah, definitely, but nothing to complain about as well.
Yeah, okay. Actually, that's something I was going to ask, and I actually didn't even write it down. I completely forgot about it. But your diet while you're doing FIFO and when you're competing and stuff, how do you manage? You must have to eat a lot and like specific times. Are you pretty strict with it? How do you manage that?
Yeah, so I actually make all my food at home and take it up to site with me. So I cook it all up in a great big batch and freeze it all and put it in cooler bags and take it in a suitcase and take it up to site and put it all in my
Whoa,
fridge.
Jesus,
Yeah, that's what I
that's
do
pretty
to manage
committed.
that. Well, it is, but it's choices at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's cool. And do you eat any food from camp, like any meals, like dinner or anything at
Um,
all?
Off season, yes. I'll just be like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, my meal plan says this, and this is kind of that from the mess, and I'll just kind of eat that.
Mm-hmm.
Or I'll have a fish and chip night cheat meal, or I'll have a couple of bickies or whatever. But on season, pretty much I grab some like mixed nuts or peanut butter and some fruit, and that's it. Everything else comes up with me.
Wow, that's a big effort. You'd have to. Do you almost take an extra suitcase for
Yeah, so I
an
got
extra
with like
bag?
this giant suitcase and then this other bag, and like there's nothing else in there. There's like maybe some toiletries and some like
Yeah,
coffee pods for my coffee machine and just food. And then I go home
everyone.
with an
Yeah,
empty suitcase.
and people are probably just like, oh yeah, just a girl. It's full of
Yeah,
makeup and
yeah,
all that sort
yeah,
of stuff. Yeah.
exactly. So at first they were like that, but now they're like, oh, Ness and all their fucking food. But yeah, they get used to me.
Wow, that's impressive. Yeah. So next question we've got from Tyler, a guy called Tyler. I actually know Tyler, and he's into bodybuilding himself.
Wicked.
And he was in the military and used to be like a artillery, like shooting shit out the air. But anyway,
That's
that's
cool.
another story. But yeah, he's an interesting character, and yeah, he's pretty heavy into it, and he's got some great questions.
Wicked.
So thanks, Tyler, for the questions. First one is it challenging to manage the right amount of rest for muscle recovery whilst working in FIFO?
Yes, yes. That is probably my biggest downfall is rest. I don't get much sleep. Again, choices. But say I do a afternoon session and get to bed at say 9 o'clock, and then I'm up again at 1 o'clock for a morning session. Yeah, you're looking at 4 hours sleep,
Yeah,
and
and
4 hours sleep, and 4 hours training, and 12 hours work. Like there's not many hours in the day. So that is my biggest downfall, is not getting enough sleep. I'm very fortunate that I can function on not much sleep, but as far as muscle recovery, and yeah, all of that,
it's a big one.
it is challenging. It is challenging.
Yeah, I can imagine. Now, would you say FIFO is well suited? So this is Tyler again. Sorry. Would you say FIFO is well suited to competition bodybuilding, e.g., routine, gyms, daily structure?
Yes, yes. I find it a lot easier when I'm on site. I know that the bus leaves at 5 o'clock, or 5:15. So I know the bus leaves at a certain time in the morning. So I know
Yep.
I have to be up. I have to have my gym session done, my food packed. I have to be showered and ready for work and on that bus by a certain time. When I'm on R&R, I can do whatever I want for 7 days.
Yeah.
So you kind of go, oh, I'll go later, I'll go later, I'll go later. And then you're like, fuck, it's 9 o'clock at night and I still haven't been to the gym. So
Yeah.
as tired as you get at work, I do think it's actually easier in a way to keep the routine, because you are forced to keep the routine.
Yeah.
Because you've got to program everything around work. So the food, like you can get stuff from the mess. If you're talking day to day and not competition, you can absolutely just get stuff from the mess. But yeah, I find the routine, and there's a gym that's a couple 100 meters from your door. Yeah, I do find it a lot easier on site for bodybuilding. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely, just for getting things done in general, you feel a lot more productive, don't you?
Yeah.
Because everything around, like everything's so process driven working in FIFO. So yeah, it really helps to fit in everything else, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
And I love routine. I'm a big routine person. So, yeah.
Yeah, and your R&R, is that, do you treat that as like a break, or do you still train pretty hard?
No, I still train. I still train. So, I went today. I went and did, yeah, I went and trained today, and I went and trained last night, and I went and trained yesterday morning, and I will probably go again tonight. So I've got a couple of things to do after I jump off here, and then I'll probably go for a late night session tonight. Yeah.
So it's still pretty hardcore then.
Yeah, but I love it, like if you love it, then
Mm.
you want to keep going. It's, I don't know.
You're
It's
just dying to
just,
get back in the gym, eh?
yeah, I just love it. I
Yeah.
just love being in the gym. I love bodybuilding. So, yeah.
Right. Yeah. Well, that probably answers the next question. How do you stay motivated
Yeah.
after a long day of work? You
Priorities.
love it.
And I
Mm.
love it. And I genuinely love training. Sometimes
Hmm.
I'm tired and I don't want to go. And sometimes I won't go. But then I know tomorrow morning I've got to do a double session to make up for it. So it's like, I was going to get up at 3 a.m., but instead I'm going to have to get up at 1 a.m. to make up for it, and it's
Hmm.
kind of, that's a good motivator.
Yep.
But at the end of the day, it's priorities. I choose to be a bodybuilder. I choose to train.
Hmm.
So why would
How
I
many
make
hours a day do you
excuses?
work? Yeah.
I'm just trying to think. So door to door, it's about 13 hours door to door.
13 hours. Wow. That's
Yeah.
pretty big. I think I
Yeah.
do, 14 and a half on shutdowns, and that's like
Yeah.
get in, get it done 10 days and smash it out. But
Yeah.
that's huge, yeah, to be doing ongoing.
Yeah. It's all right.
Yeah, for sure. Now, I keep forgetting, actually, guys, if you've got any questions, post them up, because we're nearly at that time where, post questions down here, where we start asking you guys if you have any questions. Yeah, so feel free.
Cool.
Now, there was one question. So you got a bunch of questions on your Instagram. There was one that I wanted to ask you, which I suppose is more about your character, and it's what's the most extreme thing you've ever done?
Most extreme thing. I did think about this because this is obviously the only question I've seen. Um,
Yeah.
do you know what? I think people are expecting me to say like, like a couple of months ago I flew to Thailand and went bungee jumping, or I decided 2 days beforehand that I was going to go skydiving, or
Uh-huh.
I think people are expecting me to say these kinds of things, or like, but
Yeah.
I think buying a cafe was probably the most extreme thing I did. Like I put my house
Oh,
at
yeah.
risk. I put
Hmm.
my everything. I risked everything for it. So that's probably the most extreme thing I've done. But watch this space. Who knows what's coming? Like who knows?
For sure, definitely. And what would you say to people? There's a lot of fear in going into business, especially out of FIFO, because I think it's such a different life outside of FIFO when you've been in it for so long. Would you encourage other people to go into
Yep.
business after doing FIFO, or to get out of it?
Yep. Do it. What's the worst that can happen? You
100%.
fail.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
Look at me now. I'm okay. Like the world does not stop
Hmm.
spinning.
Yeah.
Like you will not. The world doesn't end. You might fail, but get back up. Keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it. Kill it.
Yeah. No, that's a good answer. I like it. Now, a couple, just one or two more questions. So the Tim Ferriss book, Tribe of Mentors. So I like asking questions out of that because they're pretty good
Okay.
questions. So your best or the most valuable investment you found under $100.
Oh, sorry. I'm just reading my sister. She made a little comment about my most extreme thing, which was I moved out of home when I was 15 years old. I literally walked downtown, got a job, got
Yeah.
a full-time job, walked back to school, said I quit, went back downtown, got a rental and moved out of home when I was 15. And Yeah, I don't, yeah. I
That's
don't know if
pretty
it's
extreme,
extreme. But
yeah.
anyway,
That's
what was your question? What was your question?
yeah. Back to that question. Yeah. So that your best investment of under $100.
$100. Oh
Yeah.
shit. Damn, that's
Most people
hard.
Most people end up saying, oh, actually, it was about $200 or $300, and then they tell me something. But yeah, anything in that ballpark.
Oh my goodness, that is really hard. Um,
All right, we'll go back to it. You have a think about that. I
yeah,
got
that is
another one
so
for you.
hard.
Yeah. A book that you've read that's changed your life in a big way.
The Secret.
The Secret. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's one that a lot of people are familiar with.
About the laws of attraction.
Yep,
Right?
yep. I am big on the power of positive thinking, the law of attraction, whatever you guys want to call it. I'm really big on that. I just think if you positive attracts positive, negative attracts negative. If you're in a negative mindset, guess what's coming your way? Negative shit. If you're in a positive mindset, more positivity is going to come your way. I'm not saying if you think positive, bad things will never happen to you, but
Yeah.
honestly, it's huge. And like, I read it and I was like, yeah, I already think like that, whatever. But it wasn't until years later that I realized I was putting that into practice without having picked up the book for so many years.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, actually, like, this is what I'm doing in my life already. And it's amazing what can be attracted to you by thinking that way and genuinely thinking that way. Not just saying it, but genuinely believing it.
Yeah. Correct. Yep.
Yeah.
Makes a big difference, doesn't it? And
Absolutely.
yeah, your thoughts manifest into reality quite often, don't they? And a lot of people don't. Yeah,
Absolutely,
consider it.
absolutely. And I write down, I'm a big list person, so not only do I write down lists of things that I need, things I need to get done or buy or do or whatever, I also write down lists of just little like goals broken down.
Yeah.
But I don't write it down as things that I want to do. I just write it down as things I have to do, like a to-do list. Like I'm doing this,
Yep.
and I genuinely believe I'm going to do that because it's on my to-do list. Yeah, just
Yep.
manifesting it in little ways like that.
And how else? Do you have any other tips for how else you achieve those goals? Do you like share them with people, or is there anything around that helps you reach them?
Not really. Occasionally I'll post something on Instagram or something like that, but mostly I keep it to myself and not consciously. It's just what I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I just
Okay.
think the biggest thing that makes things happen is doing it. Don't fucking
Yeah.
talk about it. Do it.
Yeah. Taking action. Yeah.
Yeah, take action. Don't just go, oh, I'd really love to, I don't know, quit my job and train as a such and such. Well, do it,
That's it.
Or I'd really love to buy this business. Well, do it. Like, just do it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Have you got any courses or books that you could recommend that would help people learn this? Because I think there's it's one thing understanding that, but experiencing it or being inspired by something, sometimes it's almost like a learned behavior, I suppose.
I don't know, to be honest. I'm really not very well read or very well educated, to be honest. I think it's just getting in the right mindset, and I think just consciously thinking of it all the time.
Yeah.
Thinking about what you want to achieve and how you will achieve it. I think it's easy for me because I'm a logical person. I'm very much logic over emotion, so it's easy for me to do it. But yeah, just seek it out. Seek out information. Read books that you think may help. Read information on the things that you want to achieve, and then who knows, that just might be enough to spark it within you and progress you into making it happen.
Yep. Is that how do you reckon that's helped you get into FIFO, that attitude, and get your job? You're pretty much like about this and like that when you're pursuing your job in FIFO?
Yeah, I think I'm just in general I just am a go-getter. I just go ahead and
go and get shit.
Yeah, I just go and get shit done. Like, my friends and my crew at work and everyone will tell you I just get shit done. If I want to do something,
Right.
I talk about things. We all talk about things that we're never going to do. But if I genuinely want to do something, it will happen. There's no two ways about it. There's no option. It will happen. So
Yeah.
I think that helps you in life and in work.
Definitely. Yeah. Yeah, that's great. That's really yeah, that's good. I think a lot of people need to
I know it's easier said than done.
advice.
It is easier said than done, but seriously, just fucking do it. I don't know.
Yeah. Back to that other question. So, have you thought of anything that?
No, I can't think of
investment?
anything.
No?
That's really hard. I think the biggest investment
That's all
is
good.
yourself and your mindset. So
Right.
that doesn't cost $1. So
That's free. Yeah. Well, books, whatever, however you want to do it.
Yeah.
Under 100.
Yeah. There you
Cool.
go.
I think that's pretty much everything. Oh, there's one more question. Supplements. Are you into supplements? And if so, what have you found effective? And
There are quite a few supplements that I take from ATP Science. They're really big on health and holistic health and gut health. I'm not religious about supplements because I believe there are a lot of things that you can get from your diet. I think diet is absolutely number one.
for sure.
I think supplements at the end of the day are supplementary to your diet, hence the term supplements. So
Good point. Yeah.
cool. If you guys want to take supplements and you do have a deficiency that you need addressing, or even if it's for convenience, a lot of people take protein shakes and it's simply for convenience because they're busy, they're on the run, or, things like that, and that's cool. I do take certain supplements to help me with recovery, to help me with sleep, because they're my downfallings. They are things that I struggle with. Or with gut health, because that is something I struggle with. That's something a lot of people struggle with. So, I do take supplements, but at the end of the day, diet's number one.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Good answer. I agree. Yeah, a lot of supplements. I think these days you read the ingredients, and they look like they've been made by fucking NASA. And
yeah, exactly. And you're like,
yeah, should I be taking that shit?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, we've covered so much, and that's been really good. Have you got any other tips for people around FIFO, maybe especially females, like things that could help them? Or do you think we've covered enough? Is there anything more you want to share before we finish her up?
I think, let me see. Tips for girls in FIFO. It's not for everyone. And that's absolutely not a negative thing. Some girls go into it thinking they can hack it, and some guys go into it thinking they can hack it, and they find out it's not for them, whether it be the hours, whether it be the actual working environment and conditions, whether it be the culture on site, whether it be being away from their families. There's a lot of reasons why people don't like it, can't deal with it, whatever, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Not everyone's suited to the same jobs and the same environments. So don't be afraid if you give it a crack and it doesn't work out, but also you do need to be a bit not fucking soft. Give
it a good go.
Yeah, give it a good go. And also, I'm not saying anyone should put up with harassment or bullying in the workplace or anything to that effect. But
give us some time.
Yeah, like on the mine site, people talk certain ways, they act certain ways, they pull the piss out of each other. Someone asked me, how do you feel working on a mine site as a girl? Do you get hit on? And I'm like, I get insulted.
Oh no. Yeah, Vanessa's gone. Yeah, so I think her battery actually ran out. She was saying that her battery was quite low. But anyway, thanks everyone for tuning in to this one. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Give us a thumbs up if you did. Post some questions. If you have any questions for Vanessa, I'm not sure if she comes back on, I'll get her back on, but I don't think she's going to. But if you have any questions, please put them in the comments box and I'll get them through to her, and hopefully she can maybe come back on the show, maybe do a follow-up sometime in the future. But yeah, I'd just like to thank everyone for tuning in. If you're not following us on Instagram, give us a follow. If you're not following us on Facebook, well, actually, you probably are because you're watching us now. But yeah, give us a like and please subscribe to YouTube. Be greatly appreciated. Yeah, that's all for this week's episode. If you missed out on it, I'll be posting the best bits up on Instagram. Also, it'll go up on YouTube and Facebook. So yeah, thanks again, guys. We'll catch you soon. Cheers.